All right, with that in mind, we get to the rules glossary. All right, let's see. I don't think I'm gonna go through all of these. Also doesn't seem like I have to because they didn't change that much. So pretty much the rules glossary. This glossary includes game terms that have new meaning in this playtest document, as well as terms such as creature type that aren't defined in the 2014 Player's Handbook. Organized alphabetically. If a term doesn't appear here, use the term in the 2014 Player's Handbook. Okay, so what was changed? Death saving throws, influence, and true sight. And then removed artisan, dying, exhausted. They removed exhaustion? No. What? What the fuck? Ugh, they got rid of exhaustion. God. Really? But we were all a fan of exhaustion. God damn it. I mean, I was a fan. I don't know if you guys were. Okay, let's see. So, artisan tools was removed. Dying was removed because of death saves. A couple of, yeah, okay. So let's just look at the new ones, right? So, because I don't want to bore everybody. Death saving throws. Is there a reason they changed this? What? Wait. On your third successful death save, you regain 1 hit point, but you are unconscious and start a short rest. You remain unconscious until you regain more hit points or until another creature uses an action to administer first aid to you, which requires a successful DC 10 Wisdom Medicine check. This playtest rule removes the notion of being stable at 0. So this isn't about death saves. Like, this isn't even a portion about death saves. Nothing changed from death saves. They're just saying like, oh, like if you're unconscious because of dropping to 0 hit point on your third successful save, you now heal a hit point. Pretty much it's semantics, right? Originally you stayed at 0 hit points, but you were stable. Now it's like you're at 1 hit point, but you're unconscious. Which I guess for them is a way to distinguish between someone who's actively dying and has to make death save. Like you have to make death saves if you're at 0 hit points. That's, I guess that's the idea there, but like, yeah. Not really my problem if I'm being perfectly honest. Influence. Clarify, okay, sure. Heroic advantage. Hold up, this was in here. When you have heroic advantage, also called inspiration, then to give yourself advantage on a d20 test. You decide to do so immediately after rolling the d20. You can award heroic advantage to a player character who's done something that is particularly heroic or in character. Some game features, such as the human, also award it. Never have more than 1 instance. If you give it to, and you already have it, you can give it to a player character in your group who lacks it. At least you don't get it from natural ones anymore, but... Okay, hold on a second. It was in Fighter, right? Fighter had the ability? I seem to remember Fighter having this. Here, was it this? Here. Once per combat, you can give yourself heroic advantage if you start your turn without it. I mean, first of all, it's if you start your turn without it, so that's fine. Like, here's the thing. I personally don't have a problem with heroic advantage as a feature like that, right? I don't have an issue with that. I had an issue with it when you could technically get heroic advantage when you rolled a natural 1. Like, that's when I had a problem with it. This is fine. Like, you can give yourself advantage if you want, once per combat as a fighter. I mean, I think the only thing, not even that. I was thinking maybe the only thing is like you can only use the heroic advantage if you like on a attack roll, but at that point you'd have to remember where you got the heroic advantage from. I'm fine. Here's the thing, like, even if I were to switch to 1D&D at some point, the odds of me giving out heroic advantage are very slim. I'm very likely going to stick with bullshit points. Because A, that's my own system, and B, I just like the system a lot more than heroic advantage. So pretty much I'd be using heroic advantage as like a game mechanic, which just gives fighter advantage on their shit once per combat. Which, I mean, for me, that's fine. Fighter doesn't really have anything else going for it. And that's champion fighter specifically. Like, you wouldn't be using, like, something else. So you'd be playing, like, is it weird that it's, like, human and champion fighter that apparently have features that give them heroic advantage? Is that weird? That it's, like, the most played class race combo happens to get that? I don't know. It just seems funky. You'll probably have a feat for it too, but yeah, sorry, I'm like looking at it because I was legitimately curious on whether or not they, like, I thought they just completely removed heroic advantage, but they didn't apparently, so oh well. Influence here. When the influence action, you can try to influence another creature to do one thing that you request or demands. DM determines when this action is available, can be used only on creatures controlled by the DM. It isn't mind control, it can't force a creature to do something that is counter to the creature's alignment or that is otherwise repugnant to the creature. Has 3 main parts: attitude, interaction, and a charisma check. Attitude, do they like you, do they not? Interaction, roleplay how they would interact, and then do a, yeah, choose a skill. So pretty much they just added this setting the DC part, right? Like the DM sets the check. Sure. I mean, okay. True sight. Let's see. Are there any other ones that we think are interesting? Equipping and unequipping weapons. Blindside, climb speed. I mean, most of these I think are pretty self-explanatory. Dazed, maybe. You can move or take one action, not both. Can't take a bonus or a reaction. Difficult terrain never really changed. Grappled. Kind of changed, I guess. Fly speed, expertise, sure. Help action, heroic advantage, incapacitated, influence, hide. I still find it weird that, like, hide is a DC 15 stealth check and not versus I'm probably gonna keep that as passive perception. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm probably gonna like pick and choose small portions of One D&D, but I'm very likely not gonna switch over to it. There's so much shit that I just don't like. Knocking out a creature, sure. Long rest, sure. Benefits of the rest, sure. Wait, exhaustion. But I thought they got rid of exhaustion in this. Is exhaustion still here? Or is that like... No, it's gone, right? Like... So why is it still underlined? I'd like to know that. Because where does it say? Here, exhaustion reduced. If you have the exhaustion condition, your level of exhaustion decreases by 1. So that they get rid of it or not? Rest, study, we already looked at. Swim speed, teleportation. Tool, tremor sense, unarmed strike, unconscious. True sight. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're at the end of the document. True sight. Creature with dark sight. True sight has enhanced vision within a specified range. Within that range, the creature's vision pierces through the following: darkness, can see a normal and magical. Invisibility, can see creatures that have the invisible condition and objects that are obscured by magic. Sure. Visual illusions appear transparent to the creature. Oh, so that's how they would see it. Okay, cool. Transformation, discern the true form of any creature in the ethereal plane. They can see into the ethereal plane. So they specify true sight, which I do think was like long overdue, if I'm being perfectly honest. I figured. This was the thing that I was about to wonder, like, for Barbarian, it said that they wouldn't lose their rage if they forced a saving throw from someone. And I figured it had something to do with grappling, because grappling now is a save. So you can also grapple someone as a Barbarian and not lose your rage. Which I think is completely fine. I think that makes sense. So exhausted, like... Exhausted just isn't in the list anymore, right? Like, or am I... Oh, whoops. I can't search because... I can't type because my fucking keyboard died. Fork. Can I really not type anymore? Yeah, I can't. Oh, wait, hold on. There you go. I happen to have something open that I can use instead. It's perfect. But this is going to be annoying tomorrow if I have to work. This is going to be really annoying. Okay, let's see. If I look for exhausts. Yeah, the exhausted condition. So they're going back to the old one. Eh. I honestly got why they changed it, so I don't understand why they're getting rid of it again. I didn't have anything against the original, like the new exhaustion. It was easier to follow than like the random set of rules that exhaustion had, right? The only thing I can think of is like it buffed Chronergy Mage, which, you know, has a feature that like allows you to do something, I think, allows someone to, forces someone to fail their save or just succeed their save, but you take 1 level of exhaustion. So you could do it 10 times instead of 6 times, but like, I don't know. Still weird. Anyway, we've been through the 50 fucking page document.